Welcome to Live the Wildlife. This week, we're going to take a look back on this past year. We had an incredible year with so many memories. I hope you enjoy it. You know, every year we get to go on these incredible adventures, these epic adventures that, you know, really just mean so much to me. But I never like to get away from our roots. You know, we turkey hunt, we whitetail hunt, we black bear hunt right here in the Northeast, in our home state and neighboring states. And we always like to come back to that, especially in the spring when turkey season starts. Well, it all worked out today. We just got a beautiful bird.
The chef had ordered a nice young Jake for us to eat, so I figured I'd bring him home.
We do a lot of archery hunting for turkey, and that requires us setting up ground blinds and being kind of in the path of where these turkey are going. A beautiful bird, a mature bird, and a great way to start turkey season here in the Northeast. Usually you're going to get these gobblers with their hens, so to call them away, look, they might come 100 yards, but you're not going to get them away from this flock of hens.
Long week of hunting finally paid off. We got our bird. Beautiful beard. I'm a little jealous. He's got me beat by 3-4 inches.
The cool thing for us is to do all our scouting, know where the birds are roosting, where they're heading, set up in between there, and hopefully we can call in a big gobbler. Well, just an amazing hunt here this morning. So I ended up taking 5 gobblers with my bow in my home state and the neighboring states. The pro staff all kicked in. We just had an incredible turkey season. The spring season also means black bear season. We're not allowed to hunt black bear here in the spring, so that requires us to go to Canada, which I've been doing for years, and this was a special season. I was after one bear for 3 years, and finally we met up. I had a trail camera set up on video at the bait barrel. So where this bear was coming in from, I really couldn't see him that well. I could make out black coming, so the camera that I have over my shoulder, I really didn't get great video of. But the trail camera video could show exactly what this bear is doing. And it's amazing how smart they are. This bear worked his way in, kept his body covered, stayed under the canopy, and just set up. I watched him sit down, clean his paws. I mean, just sitting there, just yawning, waiting for dark to come to that bait barrel. It's amazing when you see how a bear reacts knowing that you're there. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen is those bears know you're there and they just don't want to make a mistake. That's what happens with these big, mature bear. They don't make a lot of mistakes. So I'm sitting there for a while, the bear's coming in, going back out. You know, it's pretty frustrating and nerve-wracking that, you know, is he going to make a mistake or is he not? All of a sudden, a smaller bear comes in, he's under my stand, and he starts posturing at the larger bear. Well, I'm not sure if that bear thought, you know, that bear was going to go for the bait, or it just made him feel more confident to come in. And right before dark, that bear comes in, hits the bait barrel. I draw my bow and let my arrow fly. I just heard that bear go down. He must have went about 40 yards. I can't tell you how rewarding it is when you go after one animal and you finally get it on the ground. I mean, you can watch how cagey this bear was. He came in 4 different times before he finally stepped out at last light, and I got the shot on him. He went about 40 yards. Just a You know, and it's going after one animal for 3 years and to finally have all your plans work out and get the animal down it's kind of bittersweet because I won't be hunting him next year. I won't be able to think about him all year, but I'm sure we'll find another bear to go after. And when you have your plans work out and get that animal on the ground finally, it's I can't tell you how rewarding it is. He was a nice buck. Nice buck. Did you ever have one of those animals where you just couldn't quite get everything to come together on a hunt? For me, spot and stalk mule deer in Alberta is one of those animals. I just have seen world-class animals put some great stalks on and just couldn't quite close the deal. Now look, I've taken some good animals there, good representatives, but never that world-class animal that I know is there in Alberta, the animals that I've seen. This year, things turned out a little different. We got in on a world-class animal, and check out this next hunt. So we spot this deer, like I said, at 60 yards. Everything seems great. He's down in this little dugout that's been there before. So while I'm looking through the canola, I start inching my way towards this deer. What we didn't know is in that dugout, the grass was about 6 feet tall. So even when he stood up, there was no way of seeing him. So we spot this deer, and he's about 20 yards to the right of where he was bedded. He had actually worked his way away from us without us seeing him because the grass was about 6 feet tall. He gets into this dugout, he's working his way around the edge, but he's actually coming our way. We get the camera up on him. At that point, he noticed there's something wrong. He's slightly quartering to at 30 yards. I'm at full draw. I tuck it tight to his shoulder and take the shot. The arrow's dropping, but the deer drops right down into the arrow. We get a good shot on this deer, and we watch him run off for a bit. So we let him lay up that night, and we decided to go back in the morning.
That's a hell of a deer.
What an incredible deer. I'm really thankful and humbled, and finally got the monkey off my back. Look, I've taken some good mule deer here, but not this caliber. Whitetail season is something special here in my home state of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. All the guys I know are out whitetail hunting, and we've taken some great deer in our area. We've also traveled to the Midwest and taken some really good deer. I had a great spot in Ohio for years. That was a buddy of mine's property. I set my own stands, had our own food plots in. Unfortunately, he sold the property this year, and we tried a different outfitter this year. Again, Ohio's a fantastic state with incredible deer, but a 6-day hunt is really tough to put one of those big deer on the ground. And although we didn't take one of those Midwest giants this year, the pro staff and I really had a great whitetail season here in the Northeast. Well, it's early season here in the Northeast, and this buck came in this afternoon, surprised me, came in from behind me. Just another great afternoon here in the Northeast. I had these two bucks fighting, watched them sparring. I've seen bucks spar in the past, but this was pretty violent. Just a great morning here in Connecticut. It's been a long time coming. You know, it cooled down a bit today. We had a light snow. We've had warm weather and rain. And I tell you what, the cooler temperatures made all the difference. So we're going into the spike camp. We get off the boat, we start walking in. We got these big waders on and we're working our way in. I'm telling you, 10 minutes into the hunt, we see, you know, a small blacktail buck with a doe. And, you know, we're looking at this buck going, oh, how cool is that? Next thing you know, this buck turns his head and there's a giant.
I look up and, man, silhouetted, you know, about 100 yards up from that buck was just one of the biggest bucks I've ever seen, if not the biggest buck I've seen on Kodiak Island.
Closer, not with these waders on, making too much noise.
Gus, that's the biggest buck I've seen on Kodiak Island, man. I mean, my rifle's here if you want to use it.
I came here to hunt blacktail and mountain goat with my bow, but the situation changed quickly. Hold on, man, he's beautiful, man. He's beautiful. I got 2 tags.
Okay.
Give me a pack. Give me a rifle.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
My voice got excited, and then Gus heard my voice, and it was like, all right, we got to shoot this buck.
Broadside, he's coming through the brush right now.
Safety's off or on?
Safety's on right now. Turn it off.
All right, he's coming out.
All right, when you're ready, let him have it. Nice, he's down.
Oh,
he's down. He's down.
Oh, dude. Dude, we just got here, man.
Nice freaking deer, man.
Woo! Unbelievable, man. First trip up the mountain, the spike camp. Getting a buck like this down is just incredible. Being here in Alaska, Kodiak Island.
Can't ask for anything else.
You're having a hell of a year this year, huh?
So far, so good, man. Let's
Very
finish
cool.
strong. Congratulations.
Well, getting that deer tagged up, and we had a packer with us who was going to bring it back to the boat. So we continued on up to spike camp. And, you know, the goal was to get there before nightfall, which we did, and just had an incredible night under the stars. I can't tell you what Alaska means to me. I can't express it in words, but I can guarantee you that if you do come here, it'll have a special meaning for you. So we head up a third day and we're back up on this mountain, and you know, Clay could see it in my eyes. You know, my body's starting to break down. It's you got to know when you've had enough. My friend put it best. He said, I'd rather face a brown bear with a pencil than climb that mountain again, because one misstep and it's over. It's a challenge. It's a physical challenge to be up here and to handle those situations. We saw a great Billy. There was a lot of eyes up there. There was no way that I could make it around to get a stalk on, and I doubt anybody could have with 5 different goats up there that you know, they would have seen us. So Clay looked at me, I looked at him, and it was the moment, you know. Give me the old 375, that's what I shot my last goat with. He's tumbling. He's going down. Ooh, he's down. Wow. When you experience a place like this, when you could conquer these mountains or just beyond these mountains, I mean, you don't have to conquer them. You never conquer Alaska. You're just part of it. It adds so much to a hunt. And if you get the chance to come to Alaska to hunt, Clay Roberts is like just a top shelf guy, man. I've hunted with a lot of people in my career, my life, and he's one of the top guys that I've ever hunted with. Just the whole camp is unbelievable. Great guys. Everybody's happy, and you know, they're all passionate about hunting and getting your animal. And although that is never the point of my hunts, I don't always, this is the end of the hunt, but the experience of where I am and what I'm doing will stay with me for a lifetime. You know, there's a lot of things when you reflect back on a year of your life that affected you. Things that were real special, but also things that were tragic. And this year we lost a really good friend of ours, Jason Peterson. Now, I've met Jason a few years ago at a trade show, the ATA show, and just started talking to this guy. Now, Jason's from Saskatchewan. I was from New York. You realize after talking to a person like Jason, where 2 like minds come together, it's just an incredible thing. And Jason proposed to me that we'd go on a hunt in an area that's never been hunted before. We had a boat tied to a float on our plane. To get that in there was the only way we'd get around on these land masses, these islands that were there. We set up a tent camp, never been baited, never been hunted. We set up the bait sites and just had an unbelievable experience. Look, the goal was to set up this black bear camp and to just start learning a little bit about the area we were hunting. And to me, it was an exploration. It was more an adventure than it was a black bear hunt. We ended up taking a fantastic bear and just being on the ground. But losing Jason is really something that affected me. You know, to get to share some of these adventures with Jason, they're epic adventures. The fishing was off the charts. We caught 25 northern pike over 40 inches. Just incredible, you know, bear hunting on the ground on bears that have never seen humans before. Just so exciting and so epic for me, because like I said, I probably wouldn't have got to do a lot of these things if I had not met Jason, especially in northern Saskatchewan. But our connection was pretty deep. We both felt the same way about hunting. We felt there's an honor and a fairness to it. It wasn't just about killing animals. It was the way that we hunted. It was the things that we thought were important and how we pass this on to the next generation. You know, Jason's going to really be missed, and I'd like to leave you with this tribute that we made for Jason.
What happens in camp stays in camp.
Yeah, I have been working on this all year, Gus. Yes. You got a good tan, and then you got raccoon eyes, and then up top is just in case you get lost so you can signal. Yeah. So, what a beautiful day.
You know, we just all got along. It was a lot of laughs, mostly at my expense. I just want to say that. But no, actually, we just had a great time. Yeah. And Jason, I can't thank you enough for inviting me up here, man. Yeah. Hope this ain't the last time.